How are you today? Thank you for asking. I'm good. I'm fine. I hope all is well with you. Today, we will talk about chapter 2 and we will talk about how to investigate system requirements. Let me upload presentation file. And yesterday, in yesterday's class, I have experienced some connectivity problems due to my network connection. So um, my webcam will be closed today. Hopefully you can see my face next week. Yes, Teoman, you can ask your question. Shoot. Yeah, good question. Thank you. We will assign you a specific topic, just like RMO project, and you will perform system analysis and design tasks that you will learn in this course in the context of this course. And first you will search for requirements, then you will offer some solutions, then you will implement this system. I know you are not familiar with high-level programming, so you will just create a system with interfaces. So it's not necessary to build a fully functional system. Yeah, we can say that. Yep. We will explain step by step. Upload. You're welcome. Okay. Let us start, shall we? Today's agenda is dedicated to investigating system requirements. And our motivation will be to fully understand RMO project, what system analysis activities are, what are the requirements, and we will see that we will see the difference between functional and non-functional requirements today. Also, we will learn the term stakeholder, how to gather information from stakeholders to understand requirements. And in the end, I will introduce modeling, and as the first step of our UML journey, I will show you the activity diagram. Okay. Okay. Our objectives are, after this week, including lab sessions, you should be able to explain the difference between functional and non-functional requirements. You should be able to gather requirements, develop UML activity diagrams as starters. Okay. In chapter 1, you saw the system development cycle, SDLC. being employed by RMO, Ridge Mountain Outfitters, which is a small information system application called Trade Show System. The development of that system followed the 6 core processes of the SDLC. In this chapter, you will extend this techniques with a wider range of concepts and tools. Especially, you will meet with UML. Basically, our course is dedicated to create, design, and documentation via UML. So you should be familiar with UML. Please work harder on UML concepts and practices. It will be important for us. Also, it is another important thing to understand RMO project, Ridgeline Mountain Outfitters, because we will teach and show the techniques of this course via this specific scenario. So, as we speak earlier, Ridgeline Mountain Outfitters has an elaborate set of information systems applications developed over the years to support operations and management. However, there's a growing gap between customer expectations, current technological capabilities, and existing legacy systems. We need a new consolidated sales and marketing system. We will seek for opportunities to create those systems. Also, we will update the necessary existing services. This is about making the Ridgeline Mountain Outfitters system up to date. Okay. Before going in deeper, let's analyze. Let's talk about some terminology. What's a technology architecture? The term technology architecture refers to a set of computing hardware, network hardware, and topology and system software, such as operating systems, database management systems that are employed by the organization. RMO's technology architecture is, we can say that it is modern, but we have another goal to adopt it to a proven technology. Okay. Also, application architecture is used to express a set of information systems, for example, software applications, in the organization needs to support its strategic plan. Each information system supports the work that needs to be carried out by the organization. The strategic plan includes what the information systems are and how the information systems are integrated together. So, from this point of view, let me proceed. Yeah. RMO, the major systems in RMO project, RMO's application architecture consists of the following 4 subsystems. We, at the moment, we have a supply chain management. This application was developed 5 years ago, and Basically, it's a client-server application using Java and Oracle. Currently, it supports inventory control, purchasing, distribution, and other things. The new system, the new trade show system will be the interface of this system. Okay. The second system is phone and mail order system. The modest client-server application was developed 12 years ago using Visual Studio and Microsoft SQL Server database management system. And it's integrated with supply chain management system, and also it has reached the capacity. And the third one is retail store system. This package with point of sale processing. It was upgraded 8 years ago, but it also requires some effort, and ultimately a customer support system. This is a web-based system first deployed in 15 years ago. It supports customer mail and phone orders. 4 years later, it was upgraded with an internet storefront. Now, this storefront is capable of supporting customer inquiries, shopping cart, order tracking, shipping, back orders, and so on. At the moment we have this structure, and let's talk about the new proposed application architecture, new consolidated sales and marketing system. The green part represents the new system. On the left-hand side, we are seeing the existing systems. The trade show system allows the buyer to see the products, and buyer make the orders to suppliers. Suppliers send shipments to warehouses. Warehouses, at the moment, they are selling the products via on the phone orders, but this is pretty much outdated, right? And warehouses also can send the products to the retail stores, and customers can buy the products by themselves. This is the consolidated sales and marketing system. Customers should be able to buy the products via system, and etc. The text size is a little bit small, but hopefully you can read it. Can you read the figure? Yes, thank you. Thank you. Okay. The new CSMS system, Consolidated Sales and Marketing System, will have 4 subsystems. A sales subsystem. This module will provide some basic functions such as searching the catalog, purchasing the item, paying the items in the shopping cart online. However, it has many new capabilities to assist shopper For example, the system should provide suggestions about accessories that can go with the purchased item, right? Also, images and videos of the product should be available to help customer to see various items and alternatives. This system should also provide information to shoppers about related purchases made by other shoppers. The next module is order fulfillment system. It is used to perform all normal tasks of shipping items and allow customers to track their shipments. In addition to that, also customers can rate and make comments about particular purchases. The third one is customer account subsystem. This is about enhancing customer experience. For example, customers can view and maintain their account information. Also, customers can share their experiences and opinions on merchandise, and the system will keep track of detailed shipping and things. Ultimately, the marketing system primarily for employees. Employees to set up information and services for customers. Employees can enter information about the products offered by the RMO. Also, this subsystem fed the SCM to maintain accurate data, and also inventory stock control and so on. Pretty much this is the outline of the new system, CSMS. CSMS will consist of those 4 subsystems. We will focus on how to create, how to analyze and design those 4 subsystems. Okay. Okay. Here in the callout on the left-hand side, the activities of the third core process, which is discover and understand details. This core process also goes by the name system analysis. Or courses mostly dedicated for system analysis, then design part with human-computer interaction practices. So today we are at analyst part. We need to understand the requirements and constraints of the project. It is performed by a set of activities. Let me talk about them. And also, you can remember this figure from previous week. The total effort of different processes varies on iterations. In the beginning of the project, the analyst's effort is much more, as you can see. But after the middle to the end, the total effort on development is much more visible, right? Okay, now let's talk about those analyst activities, those 5 analyst activities. First, we need to gather detailed information. system analysts obtain information from all kind of people who will be using the system, either by classic interviewing techniques or by watching them. We have also alternative techniques such as applying questionnaires or surveys, collecting documents, and talking with vendors, collecting comments and suggestions from participants and stakeholders. So this will be the first activity. We need to speak with the stakeholders. We need to communicate. We need to interact with the stakeholders. The second activity is defining requirements. Defining requirements is not just a matter of writing down facts. Analysts create models to record requirements and refines and expands the model via the gathered information from previous activity. So you will see that we will document requirements in two categories: the functional requirements and the non-functional requirements. I will detail them later, but functional requirements are the services that should be provided by the system. Non-functional requirements are the constraints regarding reliability, usability, security, and so on. So we're gonna categorize the requirements. Then, following that, we will prioritize the requirements. We will set some indicators that functional requirement number 5 is the most important one. Number 7 is the second important one, and so on. We need to set some values to express its priority. The reason, the main motivation of setting priority elements is developers can start with the most important features first, right? And they can focus on the most important services with extra detail. And following that, we need to create some user interfaces. We can create mockups. Did you heard it before? What's a mockup? Yes. Osama, can you explain us what a mockup is? Okay. Mockup is a user interface, non-functional user interface to the way the product or project is represented to customer. Yeah, Recep, correct. With mockups, we can create some non-functional designs, and we can show the designs to customer and stakeholder to verify that it matches the needs, or it matches the requirements of the project. So mockups are quite important to understand what will be developed by customer. So yeah, Caner, it can be displayed via web-based applications. Mockups can be also mockups can be created with different applications as well. Even you can create a mockup by drawing an interface via paper and pen. So, Mohammed, I will explain it later. I didn't give detail about it. Don't worry about it. I will explain. And then we will evaluate the requirements with the stakeholders and get their feedback. Okay, now let's talk about requirements in detail. We need to categorize the requirements in two ways: functional requirements and non-functional requirements. Functional requirements are the... Oops, sorry about it. My alarm to take my pill. Functional requirements are the activities. We can say that the activities that the system must, thank you, must perform. Functional requirements mostly about services. For example, if we are talking about Orion system, registering a student, enrolling into a course, remove a course, drop a course, see grades, what else? Update student details. Those are functional requirements, okay? On the contrary, non-functional requirements about the characteristics of the system instead of services. Non-functional requirements can be about usability, can be about reliability. For example, you can say that all services should be conducted within a half second. Okay, this is a non-functional requirement. Also, you can say that the data of this project should be encrypted using blah blah security algorithm. This is another non-functional requirement. You see the difference? Functional requirements are about displaying services, activities by the system. Non-functional requirements are the characteristics. Let me explain it with another way. This is an acronym called FERPS. It shows functional requirements, usability requirements, reliability, performance, and security. The first one is about functional requirements. The rest of the requirements are non-functional requirements. Let me explain them. For example, about usability, usability requirements describe operational characteristics related to the user, such as user interfaces, related work procedures, online help, and so on. In Windows-based systems and most of the Linux-based systems, the minimize button, maximize button is placed on the top right area, right? So if you follow this the design pattern for your project, it will be more usable. But alternatively, iOS-based systems place that buttons on the left-hand side, right? Unlike Windows, so it will cause a delay in using people first time in the iOS-based systems. So usability is an important thing. Also, reliability. You can set some requirements, and you can say that the system should be up 99% or 90% of a day. You can define such reliability requirements. Also, you can say that systems services should be completed within 300 milliseconds or something like it. Performance requirements can be I'm sorry, the previous example is about performance requirements, not reliability. And for reliability, I can add system should be dependable. Also, for performance, if the system crashes, it should be rebooted within, the service should be running within 10 seconds. Yeah, you can define such things. Also, for security requirements, you can say that for web-based systems, all software modules will run under HTTPS protocol, and they will all employ encrypted transmission and so on. Yeah, the thing is, you need to separate functional and non-functional requirements from each other, like this. Functional, non-functional. Functional requirements about mostly the business rules and processes. Non-functional requirements are about user interfaces, ease of use, failure rates, recovery methods, response time, throughput, access control, encryption, and so on. I hope the difference between functional and non-functional is much more clear now. Is that so? Thank you. Good. Moving on. For starters, for each project, you need to elicit functional and non-functional requirements first, okay? With the interviews, with the surveys, questionnaires, with the observation techniques that you performed, or primary job is to understand what are the functional and the non-functional requirements of the project. Also, with the verbs, we have a plus sign here, even more categories. We can say that there are design constraints that can be specified by stakeholders. Stakeholder can say that blah blah application cannot consume more than 50 megabytes of RAM. Yeah, this is a design constraint for you. You should know that. Also, implementation requirements. This is about setting specific protocols. Customer can say that I want you to follow X protocol in business transactions. Yeah, this is an example of it. Also, interface requirements. Interface requirements, again, customers can say that please use mostly white backgrounds, and also all reports should be exported to XML or JSON files. You can have physical requirements even. For physical requirements, again, stakeholders can specify some physical limits to you. for projects. Let's say you are developing a wearable system, just like Google Glass, and the stakeholder is saying that the glass should be less than 1 kilogram. This is a physical requirement, okay? And supportability requirements, and this is about how the system is installed, configured, and monitored. So they can say that we need an update server to perform version management and so on. Yeah, as you can see, we have dozens of requirements, but the most important thing is understanding the customer. Customers are always demanding. They want the you're right, Recep. Maybe customer can say that I have a SQL Server, Microsoft SQL Server 2019 license. I want you to use it. Maybe as a developer, you prefer to work with Oracle, but with this constraint, you are limited. Your only option is to use Microsoft SQL Server. There will be lots of requirements and constraints regarding your project. It is quite critical to elicit them in the beginning of the project. Moving on. Okay, now let's talk about stakeholders. Stakeholders, no problem. Stakeholders are your primary source of information. You will extract the requirements from stakeholders. Stakeholders is in Turkish paydaş. Stakeholders are, we can say that, all the people who have an interest in the successful implementation of the system. This can be a small group or a large or a diverse group. For example, when we implementing a comprehensive accounting system for a publicly traded corporation in Europe, the stakeholders include bookkeepers, accountants, managers, executives, customers, investors, and many other roles can be stakeholders. Just like we did in grouping requirements, we can categorize stakeholders, internal and external. Internal stakeholders are those within the organization. Externals are outside the organization. Operational stakeholders are those who regularly interact with the system for their job. And the executive stakeholders are, we can say that those are the people who do not directly interact with the system, but either use information produced by the system or have a significant financial or other interest in operation or something like it. Let me show it with a figure to you. Yeah, this figure pretty much explains the differences: internal, external, operational, and executive. Some jobs fit more than one category. For example, operational manager. It's also operational, but it's also executive. But it's an internal position. External auditors. And Yeah, you see, um, specifying this stakeholders is important because, as I said, stakeholders are the primary source of information for us. We will we will extract the requirements from stakeholders. That's why identifying the stakeholders is a critical task for us. Okay, guys, it's time to take a break. Let's take a 15 minutes break. We will meet at 1200, and please buy yourself a coffee and energize. Bye bye. Hi, fellas. You there? Thank you. Let's proceed with the second half. Okay. As the starting point of identifying stakeholders of CSMS project, it is sometimes helpful to develop a list of participants, something like it. Last year, in the midterm exam, I gave the students a scenario and asked them to list the stakeholders. Yeah, this is a good question, I think. So for this scenario, clerks, ordering clerks, warehouse personnel, marketing personnel, different kind of managers, senior executives, customers, even external shippers like UPS and FedEx can be our stakeholder. We can communicate them, and probably they will provide important information about our requirements. So this is a good example for RMO project. And yeah, this is again, text size is not good, I know, but you can name the stakeholders after that list. For example, those orange ones are the executive executive managers. So John Blackens, CEO. On the other hand, Elizabeth Blankens, William McDougall, and John White. And this for finance systems, this is for marketing, and this is for merchandising warehouse. And also middle level managers can be here. And sure, no need